Now, on the heat paint, we have a paint, and you just paint a wall. You paint a ceiling. So if you paint a ceiling, you paint a wall, what happens is, once you paint it, 2 coats. You got to put a coat of silver on it, and it'll be bright silver, and you'll look at it, and it's just bright silver. Then you paint the second coat on it with our thermal paint. The first one is a reflective barrier. The second one is the second coat, and it has like a ceramic in it. So the ceramic paint is then going to keep any heat from transferring. So the heat will not transfer through that paint. Now, when I paint a wall with it, it's as good as insulating it. So like I can go out and I can take a wall and I can insulate that wall, and that costs how much money for all that fiberglass and all the other stuff in it? Or I can paint it, and I can paint the ceiling, and now I'm holding the heat in on my side of that wall without the insulation. Now, if I have insulation in the wall as well, what did I just do? Dramatically increase the insulative value of that wall. Dramatically. Now, people will say to me, they'll say, well, what's the R value of that? I am not allowed to tell you the R value. You know why? The R value is tested one way, by so much insulation per inch. How many inches thick is our paint? It's a layer of paint. I can't test the R value per inch with the normal test for testing R value, so we can't tell you what the R value of the paint is. But I can tell you one thing. If you don't put the insulation in and you paint the wall, you didn't need it. Does that tell you what you need to know? If you do have the insulation in the wall and now you paint the wall, wow, now it's really insulated. If your insulation's been in your wall for a long period of time, let me tell you what's happening to your insulation. Your insulation looks like your grandmother's socks. Okay? It's all laying down there at the bottom. So all the insulation has gone down like this, and it's about halfway up the wall. You got insulation. At the top, there ain't no insulation. So if you paint the wall now, it's just like you reinstilled all that insulation in the wall again.
Is that heat and sound or just heat?
Heat, not sound. Heat is different than sound. Now, so I'm going to show you how valuable and how good this paint is. The way for me to demonstrate this paint, and by the way, you can get a copy of the videotape of this demonstration, or if you just get this videotape, we're going to demonstrate it for you live here. Assuming it all goes good, you're going to have it. Now, this is an egg. The egg has been dipped in paint. So I got a layer of paint, thermal paint. It dried. Then we tipped the egg upside down and did it again. How many layers of paint are on it? 2 layers of paint. So I can now take this egg, set the egg back up here in its little perch. And when I get ready, Ricky is going to put fire on the egg. Not yet, but when I get ready, he's going to put fire on that egg. Now, if you can imagine this guy right here for 3 solid minutes on that egg. We're going to cook that egg for 3 solid minutes with a torch on it. The temperature of the flame is 2,000 degrees Fahrenheit. So if you can have 2,000 degrees Fahrenheit heat reflecting off of that egg for a 3-minute period of time, then we're going to see what happens to the egg. Now, Ricky's going to go ahead and turn it on. We're going to demonstrate that for you. So you see the heat on it for 3 minutes. He's timing it. In 3 minutes, Ricky will tell us when the time is up. Now, this right here is a piece of metal. This metal, we could do this, Art. Or do you want to just stay on that? You can just stay on that. Or maybe you should come back here to this, because you're going to go back to the egg in a second anyway. This right here is a piece of metal. Now, the piece of metal has got the paint on it between the top and the bottom. It's all one continuous piece of metal. Now, if I take this and I put heat on that piece of metal, I'm heating it all up. You see how hot it is on the top? I'm holding the bottom of that same piece of metal. It's not even hot. Not even hot on the bottom. Don't hold the top. So the difference is the same piece of metal, it's just the heat is not transferring through the surface because the paint is on the surface. We've got another product here. I want to just show it to you. I can take a cloth and I can spray that cloth. If I spray the cloth, then once I spray the cloth, it's been treated with fire barrier. Now, fire barrier is going to hold the temperature and keep this from burning. So whatever I spray with fire barrier, it is not going to catch on fire right away. It will resist burning for a long period of time. Now, this is terry cloth. Feel it, just like a regular towel or cloth. Same thing, right? Regular terry cloth towel. And now I have sprayed it with that. Now I'm going to put my hand underneath this, and I put the fire on it. You see that? Doesn't even burn my hand, and it will not catch fire. Now it's going to scorch. So, but if I take and I paint a sofa, I spray a sofa with that, and you fall asleep smoking on that sofa, you won't catch the sofa on fire. If I take your kids' bedding or your kids' clothing and I wash it with this in the washing machine, then they will have fire-retarded clothing. If I take that and I spray a wall in your building, it will be no color. So it doesn't change the color at all. It's clear, yet that wall will not catch on fire. So if you want to paint a wall in your building and be able to egress the building, if you want to do that, then you'll be able to get out of the building. If you ever have a fire, you've got a safe way for everybody to get out of the building. So you can spray a wall for a passageway, and they can get out of the building. When somebody in new construction builds a home, if you build a home, I can now spray all of those walls, and when I spray those walls, they won't catch on fire. So you can have that all fire retarded. Now we're going to talk about the cost of doing that in a minute. Also, you just take this little bottle right here, and if you take this bottle, you can spray your Christmas tree, and nobody has to worry about the Christmas tree catching on fire. So a lot of wives are like real concerned about, hey, the lights, get those lights off because I don't want to burn the house down at night. Just spray your Christmas tree with this and don't worry about it. Now, let's go take a look at our egg. We just cooked our egg for a 3-minute period of time. If you notice, I can still hold the egg in my hand. So on the other side, I can hold the egg in my hand. I'm now going to put it in a plate, and I'm going to take a knife and crack that egg open, and we're going to look and see that that egg is not even cooked. See that? Not even cooked. The egg is not even cooked. See that?